Hi there, this is Dr. Buddy with Project 9. I'm going to do things a little differently this time. I think the hardest part of this is wrapping your head around what's going on with this assignment. Once you get that part, it's just another dictionary project, and we can work with that. So let's take a look at what's going on here. What we're trying to do is we are trying to do this common thing of making suggestions as you type words in. We see it. We get it all the time. We get it on our phones. We get it in editors. And how might you do that? And we're going to do it with dictionaries. And as with any problem that we, in terms of problem-solving technique that we've used this semester, one of the important things is to simplify it. So we give you a file with, I don't know, 10,000 lines of text in it. Well, let's do it simpler. Let's just take one line of text with a few words in it and see what our dictionary looks like with that. Once we have our dictionary, then we can go through and we can look at ways to extract things. So what I'm going to look at here is this function that we call fill completions, and that creates the dictionary. So there's really two functions here that we're dealing with. We have one here called fill completions that creates the dictionary, and it has a couple of important things. One, the keys are tuples, all right? In the form where n is a number, that's actually an index, all right? That's really an index into a word. And then we have a character. Actually, I think I've already fixed this. Maybe that says CH in the current version of the project. And then the other one uses, so this creates the dictionary, and this other one uses the dictionary. Okay, I'm going to focus on the creation, because once it's created, then there are I think it's a little bit easier to use it. And the idea here is that the first is an index. So if I have the word Python, and we make everything lowercase, so in the 0 position it has a P, so we add the Python to that the value associated with that key. And then for the value associated with the tuple, the 1 and the Y, then we use, that says that, oh, I have a Y in position 1, and it will be added to that dictionary. So what are we going to use for a smaller one? Well, here I created a file, a little test file, and if I think of it, I'll put it up onto into the project directory. And it just has a few words, and it's got some things in there. It's got commas, it's got some leading letters that are the same, and there's some more punctuation in there. There is a word of length 1, there's one capitalized, more punctuation, and there's also one that has a non-letter in it, and that means we ignore it. So we shouldn't see the word didn't in there, and everything should be lowercase, and all the punctuation should disappear. So what does the dictionary look like when I create this? And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this file, and so if we take the word sofa, then if I have my dictionary, and in index 0 character S, that being the first word, how do I initialize my dictionary? Well, there's two possibilities. There's no key yet, or the key exists, right? So very first time through, of course, the key doesn't exist, so I will create a set and add the string sofa to it. That's the first thing I do. Now, and I keep going along through the characters in there, and I say, oh, okay, so how about character in position 1 of sofa, I have the character O. That doesn't exist yet, so I will add the string sofa to that set. We're using sets here. All right, and I keep working my way through. Position 2 has an F, so I need to create that one. That gets the string sofa. And then finally, in position 3, there is a character A, and so that particular entry also gets sofa. Then I move to the next word. And we're going to go through the word soffit. So now I go and my key is in position 0 is the character S. It's like, oh, hey, that already exists. It exists right here. And so I'm going to add this word to this set. So now we're going to get soffit in here. And then I go along, I look at the second character. So the character in position 1 is the character O. Hey, that guy exists also. And so I add soffit to that set. And then I come to an F. Okay, so in position 2 I have an F, and yes, that one exists, and so soffit gets added to that one. And then I get to position 3, and I have another F. That one doesn't exist yet, so we'll create a dictionary with that tuple, and that will start off with soffit in it. It's curly brace, curly brace. So there's two things that we do, right? If there's no key, just like I had here, I create the set. If the key exists, then I add on to the set. So there's always the two possibilities with dictionaries. Remember, there's, you know, the key doesn't exist. Like maybe with our EPA stuff, we started with a list with something in it, and then if the key existed, we appended to it. Here we start with a set with one item in it, and then we add to it. And if I now go through this, and I'll get, you know, one for an I and a T, and then I'll go back, and when I pick up the word sun, okay, so sun says, well, position 0, I have an S, that key exists, and so we add sun on to that one. Oops, sun, and so on. And, you know, and then we see, oh, you know, I have in position 1, I have the character O, that one exists, and so we add a sun to that one, and so on. And we work our way all the way through this list. Remember, has a character in it, so we don't, has a non-letter in it. You know, when we come across punctuation, we strip the punctuation off. And there is a word that's only one character long, so we aren't interested in that. And if I run this file, and I need to restart my kernel, okay, so let's hide my file here. We'll do that. We'll run it. and it says input a file name. I called it test.txt, and then I'm going to quit, and I called my file completions. And so let's take a look at this. So when I had in position 0, I had an S, I had the string sofa, we saw that added, and soffit, and sun, and such, and suit, and sun with a U. Right? And then in position 0, when I had a T, we have to, Tom, to, toe, and town. And then when there's a 1 in position, in index 1, I have an O. We see sofa, sonnet, to, Tom. Notice Tom has been made lowercase, to, toe, and town, and so on. And we go through each of these, and you can see how this set has been built up. And I can also so now when I want to get at a particular completion, I can say, oh, so if I have in index 2, who has a W? Right, and that's the set toe and town. And what I can do is let me go. Let me take that and assign it to something. I'll just call it 1. Okay, and let's pick another one too, which is say in position 0, we have a T, and 3, let's look at completions. 1, let's have an O. Now if I look at 1, I have that. If I look at 2, I have that. If I look at my 3, those are all the words that had an O in it. And if I want to look at what word has T in position 0, O in position 1, and W in position 3, that will be 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, which is the 2 and the town. And so I can go through and take my completions and find intersections of them, and that will give me the words that start with, in this case, T, O, and W. All right, hopefully that's enough to give you a start on this.